Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. You sent him to the hospital twice.
Yep.
You're fine.
Yeah.
We're not gonna tell the tale. Yeah.
For that time that our party.
Oh my God. And the other had having this.
Leah, can you hear us?
Still presented in person. It's really constant.
Hello? Okay, we're gonna start now. We're gonna have everyone in the audience tell your name and your grade, just so you know, can manage whatever connections and stuff. So we can start with Rachel.
Rachel, I'm a junior.
Okay, yeah, just do that.
Hi, I'm Cam. I'm also a junior.
Hi, I'm Tyler. I'm also a junior.
Violet, I'm also a junior. I'm Abby, I am also a junior.
I'm Jason. I'm a Introduce our lovely seniors. Just, I don't care which side.
Thanks. I'm Abby.
Hi,
Abby. I'm Julia, I'm a senior. I'm Emma, I'm a senior.
I'm here. I'm also a senior.
I'm like,
So.
And our last senior.
Also senior.
Get those discounts.
Who are you though?
I am.
Okay.
I am here with Kevlar and Black Jackets.
Like a mysterious.
I can move out the camera.
Oh, wow. Every time I do, there's just I'm just covered in like a mysterious one.
So we're here to discuss. We're here to discuss A and B senior year. Okay, so just dive right into it. So you guys can take the. I don't know who wants to.
I think Jesus should take it. Okay, so this is just like looking up. This is like the typical schedule that you would follow for senior year like fall classes. So most people take unit ops 1 and 2 and then a chemical engineering design class, and then your like plant design or process safety design capstone class. And then usually in A term, you take like half a class's worth of MQP and then like a full class's worth in B term.
Any questions about that? It's all in working.
All right, I'll take unit ops 1. So you have a 4-hour lab once a week. So this is Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, and they're all from 8 to 12. And then there's like a 1-hour discussion session on Wednesdays. And then, so basically in the lab, you're completing 4 of the 9 like basic unit operations, and there's 2 formal presentations. And then at these presentations, the professors like to have some fun and tell you who's presenting what parts of the project at 8 a.m. the morning of the presentation. So you have to know the whole thing. So that's fun. And that's unit ops 1.
So it's pretty much the same format, a little bit different. The labs are the same time, same days. So people usually just stay consistent to the same day as UO1. There is no discussion, so you don't have to spend an extra hour on Wednesdays. So that's pretty cool. Instead of 4 labs, you only have to do 3 labs, and there's only 6 total, so half the labs. So you spend like 2 weeks on each lab at a time. And then and instead of 2 presentations, you have 1, and you can pick who does what. So you can have all 4 people like present in the presentation, and then kind of throw it in the air for questions. Yeah, that's pretty much what we do. Also, just all groups of 4 in lab.
Yeah.
And sometimes like a 3 maybe. It's pretty self-selected. I can talk about it fine, unless we would have to talk about his class. Design is a lecture style class. It's pretty much the equivalent of how to make a chemical design process. You do a bunch of different things. One unit is like economics, one is other things, and one is economics is really traumatizing.
Sticks in your brain.
So the first sort of section is like overall process stuff. You go through the PFDs, PNIDs, what those mean, basically how to look at a whole plant. Then you go into the economics, and then you do the environmental health and safety stuff. So it's kind of like all of it through the whole. If you were to build your own plant, here's how you'd start, here are the things you need to consider, and here are the extras, like how to not kill people in your plant, and stuff like that.
Side notes.
What things you would kill and still be under regulation?
Extremely heuristic.
It's basically these like rule of thumbs that were determined by really, really old people like, back in the day. And you just follow these like they're your Bible.
It's not like actual scientific theory, but it's basically people have done this for, it's your engineer who's been doing this for 50 years, who's done this time and time again for every day of his life. So he knows it works, but it's not actual like proven theory, if that makes sense. So it's like general rules of thumb, where it's like, I don't remember the heuristic, but it's like, if you're trying to design a distillation column there with based on X and Y chemicals, the heuristic will tell you how many trays you need or what pressure you need to run it at, what the tray should be made of, stuff like that.
Hello. Oh.
Exclamation point.
Nice.
I wasn't.
Okay. There's 2 options for design too. There's the chemical plant design and the process safety plant design or something like that. So there's 2 options. I took the process safety one to 4410, and the general, I think they're basically the same as process, but the general thing is you have one project that you're doing throughout the entire course, and you basically have like a weekly assignment that's basically a part of your project. So you're basically compiling each like assignment every week to like build your full plan design. And the lectures basically just help you like with each of the assignments. You're not really learning a ton of new stuff. You're basically taking the stuff you learned in design 1, applying to a project, and then like week by week you build it up and then you write your full report. And by the end you should have a working plant design. If it doesn't work, no good. I didn't take the other class, so can't help with that one, unfortunately.
For plant design, it was kind of like basically just building up a plant from start to finish. We were given a design proposal, we go through the whole proposal, and it's like the thick packet boy with all of what it would look like if you were actually issued a project proposal, and you go through, you start drafting stuff. Do you have any other comments on it? Yeah. You were the only other person here who took it.
No.
We have these feelings about this class because the professor for this class is a little interesting.
This
But I-
man, quick context, this man is only contracted to teach this design course specifically. He's an industry expert, like he has worked in, I think for like Exxon, he's, we joke and call him like an oil baron, but like he has a ton of industry experience.
Don't think he's doing it next year though.
Really?
According
So just
I'm
no,
that's what
take it. I didn't take it.
did. Like
Yes,
Thomas
even as
Starr.
much as I hated it,
Thomas
feel like I
Starr
learned.
is his name.
Did we chase him out, Lexi? Was he like, can I swear? Yeah, he was like. He was like, I'm sick of those bitches.
The one with the purple hair and the one with the loud mouth.
Anyway.
I will address only that piece of it. That there is gonna be a change in 4404 here. Professor Starr is retiring.
About time.
I
was like, he was retired like.
Professor Kang, who some of you might have had for fluids, he taught the equivalent of 4404 at UNH. So that was actually his specialty at UNH. He is going to be taking over a commodity, probably not going to be a petrochemical oil refinery, but it's going to be a commodity chemical. And he and I are working together. So the two classes are intended to be similar scopes, similar amount of work, similar this, similar that. Obviously two different teaching styles, different kind of plants. He will be focused more on the commodity. I'll be focused more on the specialty as it is now.
So you will still be.
Some good
teaching
news for you
4410?
guys.
Pardon?
So you'll still be teaching 4410?
I am still teaching 4410.
So take 44.
Yeah. But at this point, you do have options.
Yeah.
Which like you didn't have options in A term, not really at least, but like. I don't know, if you're feeling funky and fresh.
A commodity chemical.
A commodity chemical.
Also,
If
make sure you
you-
guys eat the pizza.
Does people know what commodity versus specialty is? Commodity is continuous operation, steady state, continuous operation, large scale chemicals that are typically cheap, very low profitability. Oil is one of them. Plastic, that kind of stuff. Specialty are very high, low volume, high profit chemicals, similar to what, say, we made at the Dow facility in Marlboro. So low volume, high profit, different flavor of the same end result. You're still designing a plant. Yeah.
So I know we have one group project, so does that mean like a group has to decide on?
At the start.
If you take design, if you take 4404, everyone's doing the same project. It's normally a much smaller class, but you have like the options for projects in 4410. Oh, well, who knows? I'm so excited. It's different now. No slide rule.
To bring mine out if you really want.
True.
Again, if you want more pizza, there's a lot of pizza. Please.
Are you encouraging me to take seconds?
Yes, take seconds. Chase, take a slide.
Appetizers, they're
Please.
appetizers.
Yeah, please take seconds. I implore you. MPP. This is the, yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh my God. We mentioned Acer a lot, especially most people, I think, do a 6 unit of MPP, so like half pasta essentially, so that means. And that's like your research time and getting like any training that you might need for labs, lab access. But yeah, pretty much not a priority at all, A term. Make it not a priority. That's
You
good for
don't have
success.
time to make it a
Yeah.
priority.
Yeah, the other two classes will take up more than enough of your time. But yeah, and then B and C are like your full third. So when you're doing it. So your work and your project, and then D term is like another 6, finalizing the writing and like wrapping up the project and figuring out your poster presentation. But yeah, definitely A term is not a priority. I mean, well, MQP is not a priority A term. That's the take home message there. So true.
Steve. Do you wanna talk about, I did ask if I could call him Steve. I did email him specifically asking. He did call him Steve.
Galactic overboard.
Galactic Overlord Steve. So, can you just explain the rationale behind PP versus the senior design, ops, like?
Oh, yeah. And this is gonna be different than some of your friends in other majors. So ABET, let's start with get an accredited degree. You have to meet certain criteria. And we have to demonstrate that you've met all those criteria in order for you to get an accredited degree. And so one of those things is you must be able to do a design of a complex system in chemical engineering. You must be able to do design and do an experiment and analyze the results and present the results. And there are about 10 different criteria that you have to do. Many departments throw all those things into MQP. Your friends in BME are right now having an incredible amount of fun because they're cramming all of that stuff into their MQP. My colleagues in environmental engineering cram all of that into MQP. They're having a horrendous time, and on top of that, they're having their version of UO in D term. We very purposefully separate that stuff all out. So unit ops covers all the experimental stuff. Design covers all the design stuff. MQP, we do that so MQP can be whatever you want it to be. The only criteria, the only ABET criteria that we have in MQP is critical thought, developing critical thought, being able to turn an idea into a project and execute on the project. So some MQPs do not have any experimentation. Some MQPs, most MQPs do have no design. On and on. So we do that for your flexibility. Your MQP can be in whatever area you want.
Mine is weed.
Who are you doing it with?
Professor, give me a sec.
And most importantly, tips to be
Oh, yeah.
successful. And you guys can kind of go on this. So.
I'll start off by saying that all of us and then Zach and Cam sat in a tech suite for like 4 hours and just ranted about A and B term senior year. And that's not to scare you, but just like it's a lot of work and you should really try to like stick together as a group or multiple groups together to get things done because it is like really stressful. The assignments are difficult. They might seem like impossible at times, but you do have like resources to help you. But it's definitely easier to work together, not against each other. if you have like a big group you want to solve problems with, that's like perfectly fine. I'm sure all the professors would like encourage that, not only just agree with it. So, and the professors are also there to help you. I can't even tell you the number of emails that we all sent.
Or the amount of times
Hours.
knocks on doors.
Yeah.
Professor Dixon is still, we're still splitting 4403 and 4410. We will have, to give you a handle this, in design, 4403. There's 6 hours of class time per week. There is probably 12 plus hours of office hours between Dixon, myself, and TAs and PLAs. I cannot stress enough about that Slack issue.
I'm getting on that.
Wait, you guys.
But,
Yeah.
but
Oh, you
I'm
need
getting on.
News channel.
serious on this, you asked me, do we support it? Do we encourage it? If one of you asks me a question about design, I would rather, give you the answer and then that it get to everybody else in the class. The point is learning, not hoarding information. So let each other know, spread it around. Absolutely.
Yeah. The Slack was a lifesaver for that reason. Like if someone went to office hours that like probably every single other person was stuck on, they would send like the notes and the help that they got at that time. So then other people could use it. It was very nice.
For the sophomores, someone can take lead. I don't know, Candy. Whoever. Get on that.
Trading information is not against WPI's academic integrity issue. All you're doing is spreading, increasing the learning, increasing information, spread it around. Study groups are great.
So yeah. Point 3. Don't gatekeep. You can guess.
You actually must.
Yeah, girl boss. Girl boss is gender exclusive.
That's a stress.
Yeah, the next one is just like keeping up with the work. There's a lot of overlap of assignments because you're doing like your UO labs, your pre-labs, your post-labs, sometimes presentations. In design, you're doing your flow sheeting, your homework assignments, exams, etc. So it just like there's a lot of overlap, and having a schedule. Like I know I wasn't the one who did this, but I know a bunch of people here like made the schedule for like all of us, and like booked rooms for us to do assignments. Tammy, she's an MPP in California right now, but she was our queen.
She was like our secretary.
Yeah.
She was like,
And genius, everything.
yeah, like
but-
she's kept like the best notes, the best schedule. She's so funny. She would be like, we gotta pass in 12 more things and we're done with this course.
Yeah.
Very secret that for the most part, if you ask Professor Kim a type of question, for the most part, he'll answer it. So if you have
She was really good at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do not let anybody stop you from asking a question, whether it be another student, another professor, or Professor Kim Tech. Never, not possible.
I don't think anyone doesn't answer quite.
Well, no, not answer questions, but don't ever feel like you can't.
Yeah.
God no.
And like ask a question or feel stupid for asking a question. Like, oh my God, the amount of times I'd asked a question in class and 3 people came up to me and were like, I'm so glad you asked that. Like, I was also so lost. There is no stupid questions. Literally zero. Literally,
Yeah.
yes.
stupid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I will say in 4403, sometimes because the pace of the class is so damn fast, sometimes we just have to cut off questions or defer them,
Yeah.
just so to get through a whole bunch of material. But it's not to shut down questions or that anyone is being silly or inappropriate or anything like that. It's just that there's so damn much to cover.
This is more good phone.
I also think
Kind
dealing
of
with your
always.
stress too. Like a lot of us, like we had a memes channel, we had a quotes out of context journal, and like even if you feel the need to like just like, hey, I'm struggling with this, or like just ask questions. Don't be afraid to say those things. I personally not super great about, or I'm super good about. I don't like this. I don't want to be here. But also just like bonding with the people around you is super duper important in this class, in these classes, and is super helpful for getting through them. So keep in contact with your teachers, your peers, all day.
Especially in B term, everything that you're doing for school is in a group. Your unit ops is a group, your design project is a group, and your MQP is a group. So if you're struggling with something, if you can't get something done, you have to communicate with the people around you, and you have to like, maybe you have to put in more work one week than the next week for one of your group partners, because you're all just trying to get through it together.
Or two of them have COVID at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, this is also, most people pick, at least for probably A and definitely for A term, most people pick their unit ops group and their design group to be the same. Like it's the same group of people, so you're not coordinating, you're only coordinating with 3 different schedules besides your own, besides like versus 6 different schedules in your own. So that's, they'll, I'm sure, Professor
Yep.
Community Tech and Professor Dixon will say the same thing.
Yep.
Then I guess 0.6. We put that, I don't know how practical that is, but. Speak on it,
It's good to look at us, and I feel like it's actually pretty user friendly if you like know where things are.
After a
Very
while,
it's very
It's-
fun.
Yeah.
So Aspen is like the, like me on the word, flow sheeting? Yeah. You use it to do the flow sheeting, so like to model, like heat exchangers and distillation columns, etc. But you have to use it for like most, or like half of the assignments. / you can use it for like all of them if you really wanted to, but it is a helpful
It
tool.
feels like programming, but it's not. It feels like programming because you do all these inputs and then you're like, oh, it doesn't work. It's like, yeah.
Reactive here, and you just like put the inputs in. It's super good.
It's kind of like everything you do sophomore year.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
Yeah.
Some tips on success on Aspen, if I be so bold. The
We love boldness.
first, there are some tutorials, and Zach and I have talked about maybe this summer I'll put them on not YouTube, but I'll record them and make recordings available. The tutorials are actually pretty good, with screenshots of like where to go and that kind of stuff. One of the problems with Aspen is it's so powerful and there's so many options. It's easy to get confused and put things in the wrong spot. And there are a lot of shortcuts within it that work really well that are not intuitive. So a couple of things when you're starting to have problems, and this for time management, if you're starting to have problems, ask questions earlier. And one of the things on Aspen, and you're going to forget this, and I'll remind you, when you ask a question, there is a way to send either me or Dixon all the inputs, all the keystrokes that you made to put the data into Aspen, called an input file, and it tells us exactly what you did, and it helps us debug it. So if you're having problems, don't say, here's a screenshot Or here's the error message I'm getting, send us the input file and we can debug it. Because all we're gonna do is say, that's nice, send us the input file. So I'll just say.
It's Aspen Plus.
Aspen Plus, yep. We're getting the new version this year.
So many good things after we're gone.
You know, we looked and said, Lexi's leaving, let's upgrade it all.
Yes.
We'll leave it better than how we.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys?
Secret tip number 7.
Ooh.
That's, prioritize your physical and mental health.
Yeah.
as much as possible.
Yeah.
That's I'd recommend.
Sorry, Dylan, don't say that.
Now it's.
Don't put off going to ours and take the design exam.
No.
Were we flexible on assignments? and-
Yes.
Yeah.
Due dates, like, so flexible. If you
Yeah.
need something pushed back,
For the
like,
most part, I have no control over UO.
yeah, design, yeah. Design is super flexible with due dates. You will,
was pretty.
like, with usually.
Yeah.
Well, I
Your
would say,
choice,
yes, we definitely got extensions on the report, not, you obviously can't, like.
But let us know ahead of time, just communicate with us. Design 1, I know lectures are recorded. What we typically do to encourage people to come to class, because the learning is a heck of a lot better if you're in class. But the lectures are recorded. If you can't make it, if you're sick, if you're on a job interview, if whatever, let us know and we'll email you a link. That's all. I think that's accurate.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Yes.
also.
I-
So you don't.
I know, but yeah.
Yes.
But go to your classes, because it's just better.
You'll be happy.
Come on, you guys were around
You
during
didn't really
COVID.
have to.
You know how bad it was.
Yeah. Yeah,
Let's
honestly.
face it, we're all zoomed out. It sucked. And sitting in a room watching something, watching me drone on about design is no.
Amazing.
Just kind of had it on, so long attendance and slept.
Yeah.
What do you do? Like, it's
Exactly.
so valid.
Cool. Are there any questions about anything that was said?
Concerns.
Yeah.
Do you have
Don't
any questions?
Please.
Does anyone be asked?
No. We know of. I didn't. even
Actually,
know-
some of our tutorials are from that book. It's one of the sophomore books. Wait.
It's a wank set.
Was
it Turton? Turton. You guys are gonna know Turton. He's gonna be your best friend. Appendix. Do you know the appendix?
I don't know which one we're doing yet. We haven't decided. We figured that out in summer.
It's like we did the acetone process.
We're not, no, we change it every year. We change the process every year.
No, I
That's what
get
it's
that. Then they would be like.
Lexi, I don't want to do that one again.
We only have to do it every year.
Dixon had like a big, not big poster. That's right.
Just to overview, like, let's see. Yeah, just an overview, UNOPS 1, design 1, UNOPS 2, design or safety design. Yeah, and then
Is there anything you like don't you have to take all of that? Like,
I mean, you
it's
technically
required.
don't have to take. You wouldn't have to.
So from that perspective, the question is, what do you have to take? So from an ABET perspective, to get an accredited degree, again, I hate to go back to that, but what's about? You need to take 12 core courses. One of those core courses must be a capstone design project, either 4404 or 4410. If you want to succeed in either of those, you really kind of need to take 4403. It would be really bad. You would have a really bad time without taking 4403. Aside from that, then there are 10 other core courses that you must take. 4 of them are sophomore sequence. 3 of them are fluids, heat, mass. 1 of them is K&R. UO and UO1 and UO2 are common. Controls is common. And if you're really masochistic, 3501.
why did you say it like that?
Is that the math?
This is the applied math
Yeah.
one.
You said it was fun.
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
If anyone sounds good, it's a big fat lie.
It's if you're planning on grad school, seriously though, if you're planning grad school and you are really math oriented, advanced math oriented, 3501 is actually a really, really good course. It is a lot of work. It is hard. It's a B-term course. Russell Dixon teaches it. A lot of console.
Console makes me nervous.
I'll like the key notes. And like the.
You just throw the numbers in.
Question for the seniors. A and B term B sucked, especially A term. How's C term and how's D term shaping up?
We're chilling. Pretty good. I'm taking Orgo lab. It's like a bunch of sophomores.
So
It's yellow.
Yeah.
okay, and how are some of your other non-chem eng seniors friends?
They are not feeling Mr. Krabs.
Right?
They
So-
are not feeling it, Mr. Krabs.
We front load it in A and B term. So C and D are better.
Yes. Very grateful to that department, to our department for that.
Yeah.
So
Like, really? It's senioritis is real.
Yeah.
it is.
Oh, I could not do that right now. Are you kidding me? We're gonna design one right now.
Imagine if you had designed 2. No.
Nor.
No, ma'am.
Nor. You'll not be seeing me walking across that stage. That was in term.
But the things from the faculty side, the things that I would like to stress. The plan for a course that WPI sets is supposed to be somewhere around 17 hours per week, including class time. So you're spending more than that on this, recognize, but if it's starting to get a ton more than that, some strategies, right? First, ask help quicker. Collaborate more, talk more, learn from each, someone asks a question, get the answer out. Just strategies to work together. If you have team problems, usually a bigger issue in UO than in design. If you have team problems, let the faculty know earlier rather than later.
Those four were one UO team.
Yeah. We all hate each other now.
They also hate me. It's perfectly cool.
That's actually, I never like asking help quicker, because I feel like I'm always like, oh, I'll figure it out myself, like I'll just try and brain it out, whatever. But then like the time you're trying to spend when you should have been asking help, all of it's like just piling up.
You also like don't like, I feel like in design one especially, you like can't get ahead. So like there's
it's
no
impossible.
point in
No.
like try, like you just gotta keep up.
But don't get behind.
Right.
I think it's one person should make sure you're meeting, read on those start of the meeting. And then if you work on, okay, and get stuck in that, meet again, and it seems like it's a lot of time that you'll be meeting, it probably is,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Pick your favorite tech suite, book it for the whole term. Kids get
Also at the same time.
a lot of
it's-
laughs, a lot of
you're
cries.
Probably be so much better understanding also, like one person's having a bad day, it's just like if you're meeting a lot, it's just like kind of understanding. that Maybe they can't be for like one day. You gotta just think about it.
Yeah, watch out for each other, please.
So don't be afraid to like take a deep breath and not take yourself so seriously. Like I came in, like all of us are super duper overachievers in the school. That's always been our thing. Straight A's are always a goal, but you will pass. It will be okay. And like this was something I learned the very hard way. I all through design when I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna fail. I'm never gonna get out of here. I'm never gonna take a deep breath. It's really gonna be fine. It's not gonna feel like it's gonna be fine. Just know it's gonna be fine and be okay with laughing about it a little bit.
I mean, I can't count the number of times we had that discussion.
I had to learn it the hard way.
Fun fact. In senior year, you really have to work hard in our class. You have to really, really try. Yeah, I know, but. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna work hard, might as well work hard to pass.
Yeah. And the other thing is, everyone hates design. When you go in job interviews, and if you say, you know, it's like, yeah, I really hated this course, chances are the interviewer is like, yeah, I hated it too. Sue Roberts is still really salty to this day that she got a B in design when she was here. Yeah.
Make
Is it like
jokes
the
about
one
it.
thing she got?
Make
Yeah, I
jokes
was like,
about
That's crazy. That's how it
she's
be.
super overachiever, and
Yeah.
she is to this day, she's really salty about it.
Well, I'm gonna applaud for all the seniors.
Yeah, thank you, seniors.
Oh,
Yeah, please grab our pizza. I'm gonna.
Exactly, so I do one of those. Thank you, coach. Thanks for putting it together.
Happy to pass on the wisdom.
Yeah.